Hey guys, this is going to be an unboxing and review of this kit right here, the real grade Sazabi that just came out. And yeah, I'm going to do, for the first time on my channel, I'm going to try to do a review of a built gunpla kit where I show the accessories and some of the articulation. And you'll have to bear with me. I've never done this before, and I think I'm going to probably screw it up. Anyway, before we get into that though, I think we need to talk about the literal elephant in the room, which is the size of this box. Now, don't let the fact that I'm able to fit it on screen fool you. The camera is actually a good bit farther away from my workspace here than it usually is. Now, to show you what I mean, I've got right here the box of the Master Grade Freedom Gundam. And if I put this on top here, you can see here, here, and on the other two edges, yeah, it's the same size. The real grade Sazabi literally comes in a master grade size box. And now I'm going to get the parts out of here and I'll show you why. All right, so I've sorted the sprues alphabetically, and I'm going to go through them right now. Not going to take forever, but there are a couple of things that are worth looking at. Sorry about the mess here, by the way, but I was kind of in the middle of something when this package arrived, and now I really want to get it built. So I guess I was lying about my cutting mat always being clean, huh? So here's the A sprue, which actually doesn't come in as many different colors as it usually does. We've got clear, we have gray, black, and yellow, and that's it. And there's really, I mean, these black parts might as well be on something else. It kind of looks like there's an A sprue because it's a real grade kit and there has to be an A sprue. I don't know. And then the B sprue, that's it. That's the B sprue. Now, if you're new to real grades, the B sprue is actually the most important part of a real grade kit and what makes it a real grade, because it contains these pre-molded jointed pieces, which this one does too. And by the way, this looks like it's a joint. Yeah, it is. Look at that. Look at that. It doesn't have a separate gate, but this is crazy. I don't, yeah, sorry to make myself sound like an idiot, but I just noticed this. There's others that have this too. I have no idea how this works. This crazy Bondi molding magic. Anyway, my point was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts on the B sprue, and that's it. The rest of the inner frame, evidently, you're going to build yourself, which continues the trend that the tall geese started. That there seem to be just fewer and fewer of these pre-molded joint parts on these kits, which is I'm fine with that. I don't know how you feel about it, but as far as I'm concerned, that's okay. If I actually painted my real grades, it would make it easier, but I don't. Now, let's see. The C sprue is just a bunch of armor and the beam tomahawk. You can see here some of the armor parts have really nice internal detail. These don't. I'm guessing there's going to be a gray part that goes on the inside here. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to panel line all of that at least. Next we have the D sprue, which contains the shield, which as you can see is absolutely massive. Let me use my cutting mat for a real purpose for a change. This is 10 centimeters. This is 250, so this is almost 15 centimeters. That's insane. That's just insane. You can also see here that the size of the head is, yeah, that's crazy. And also look at all this. Look at all this nice detail here and here. Shield has internal detail. This has inner detail as well. So does the head, even though you're never going to see that. Sweet. Also, I don't know if you can see this. This is going to be hard to show. Undergating on not everything. Not on everything, but on a lot of this. There's undergating. You know what that means. Titanium finish version forthcoming. Get your wallets ready, folks. The E-sprue comes in two. This is a slightly paler shade of red than the other one. Yeah, nothing too interesting here. This is, obviously these are the funnels. So I'm gonna have fun putting those together. Get the tweezers. Yeah, that's the E-sprue, or sprues. There's two of them. Same with the F-sprue. There's two of these. I'm just going to show you the one. Inner detail on the leg armor, more funnel parts. And here's the second one. See, I wasn't lying. The G-sprue is really big. Lots of mechanical stuff here. The inside parts for the skirt armor, obviously. This is chest, backpack, I'm not sure. This is the one of the feet. And I'm just wondering now, where's the other one? Also, you can see here these hoses. I mean, this looks really nice, but these hoses are molded directly into the foot. Not entirely sure how I feel about that. These really could have been separate parts. Then again, there's enough parts on this. So there's that, I guess. And missiles that go on the shield. Fixed pose hands that look to be about the size of a small master grade's hands. And I have to do a size comparison when I've got this thing all built. This is the H-sprues. So yeah, more mechanical stuff. This is the, what do you call, the binders that the funnels launch from. Internal detail for the armor. The I-sprue comes in two again. Yeah, more mechanical stuff. It's not that interesting, is it? Then we have the weapon effects parts on the two J-sprues, like so. Two beam sabers, short versions and long versions of the beam tomahawk. These obviously are fluorescent. I don't have a black light, but if you do, I'm guessing these will glow. And finally, the K-sprue, which is a couple more armor pieces. The backpack, the propellant tanks, the binders. This goes on the beam tomahawks, obviously. And that's it. And the last thing we've got here is the sticker sheet, which is obviously, as you probably can guess just from looking at pictures of the kit, I mean, this is basically a scaled down, or well, it's not really a scaled down version of the Verkaw, but it's clearly heavily based on it. So it's got all these pinstripes. It's got the Neo Xeon emblem. That's, by the way, in gold. That goes on the shield. It's got this little emblem that it has in the movie that goes on one of the Frown Skirts. I don't know if I'm going to use that yet, but I always thought that was silly. And a lot, and I mean a lot, of foil stickers. I don't know if I'm going to use any of these. Well, I'm going to definitely use some of them, but we'll see how many. These guys here, probably going to paint those instead. Yeah, I don't know if you can even see any of this because they're white on sort of an off-white background, but that's the sticker sheet, also absolutely massive. And that's it. I'm going to get this guy built, and then we're going to take a look at what it looks like. I'm not going to film myself building this, if you don't mind, because, yeah, well, unless you want to watch me denub and panel line parts for what I'm guessing is going to be about 5 hours, it's not really that interesting. So we'll check back in when it's done. And here he is. So as you can probably tell, I didn't do a whole lot with this kit. Real grades, I really just panel line and put the stickers on. I painted the camera on the gun here and on the forehead, and that's it. I didn't even top coat it. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show you some of the features and the gimmicks. I'll show you the accessories. And then at the end, I'll have a picture gallery with some cool poses, hopefully, if I can pull them off. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, the head has a gimmick that unfortunately I can't show you. As you probably know, the Sazabi's cockpit is in its head, and it does have an opening cockpit hatch, but I broke something in here when I was building it, and now it's all glued together, so I can't demonstrate that anymore. Word of caution, the clear parts on this kit are much more brittle than you're used to from other Bandai kits. So, let's look at the stuff that I actually can show you. First of all, the shoulder armor has an opening hatch gimmick, like this. This can move up and down, of course. This here in the front can also move in a lot of different directions, although to be honest, I haven't really found a use for that when I was posing the kit. Also, the torso, let me see if I can show you this. The torso is actually jointed up here and down here, so you get a pretty serious ab crunch up and down like that, as you can see, which is pretty cool, but to be honest, I would have preferred more upward motion. It's really difficult to get a forward moving action pose like that, you know, with having them look that way. Frown skirts here, these don't do anything, they just move. These on the side here also have an opening hatch, if I can make that happen for you. Hold on. Let me hold on to it like that. See, here you go. That opens. The back skirt, I'm going to show you in a second. I need to take the backpack off first. What else? Right, the arm here, that's something a lot of reviewers have left out for some reason. The arm has an extra feature where you can open this hatch, pull out the elbow, and close the hatch. And now because it's extended a little, it can bend up a little farther. Although, to be honest, I haven't really found that to extend the range of movement all that much. Now on the back, get the backpack off first, preferably without breaking something. It's a little hard to sort of get a hold of this thing because you see these little, hold on, let me do this on camera maybe. It has these little fins here and just fins sticking out everywhere because it's a Kotoki design. And it feels like every time I try to touch it, I snap something off. Which isn't to say that it's not a sturdy kit, I'm just, yeah. Anyway, the rear skirts have opening hatches here. Ton of detail, of course. And finally, the backpack, of course, is one of the main attractions when it comes to gimmicks. First of all, this opens and these open. So you get these opening side panels. And also when you open this up, let me see if I can show you this. When you open and close this, right, when you pull it up all the way, see this booster moves along with it. Close it back down, and you see it moving down. These are a little jointed, it's not that interesting. What you want to know about, of course, is these guys here. So the way you open these is you pull this out, which is a little difficult, as you can see. That's it. Then you open these, and now you have to be careful not to open them too far, because if you try to pull them all the way open, what happens is that the whole thing just basically explodes. Then you can take out one of the funnels. And of course, as you might have guessed, the funnels have these opening flaps on the side that you pull out off camera. And then you press in the back, and that makes the barrel stick out. See? And to get this back in place, you close the flaps back up. That forces the thruster on the back down, and the barrel moves back in. So we put this back on this backpack here, which, just like on every other version of the Sazabi, is actually the difficult part. And now let's talk accessories. First of all, you get this gun here, which, as you can see, has a lot of nice detail, like the red poking through from the inside part here, the camera that I painted, the clip can be taken off. It has a dedicated holding hand, which, by the way, like all the holding hands on this kit, has this joint here that can move. So Bandai has finally figured out that their gunpla need to have actual wrist joints as opposed to stupid ball joints that don't do anything. This can also move. So it's really, really easy to pose this kit with the gun. And also it does this. Chuck. Next up, we have two beam sabers, which look like absolutely nothing special. We do get really, really cool effect parts that go with them, though. It's these sort of serrated looking ones that plug into them like this. The beam sabers also have dedicated holding hands. You get two of these. I would have preferred three, though, because you also get this guy, the beam tomahawk, with effect parts to set it up like either like this, and you're supposed to also put one of the beam saber blades in here, and it looks like this. Or, of course, guess what? You also get these really badass looking long ones, which I've always preferred, to deck it out like this. Now, unfortunately, just for sort of storing and swapping these around, since you only get two holding hands for melee weapons, you're going to either have that one holding hand clipped onto this or onto the beam saber, and then you have to swap it around. Now, the main attraction for the accessories on the Sazabi, of course, is the shield, which we have right here. You see the Neo Xeon logo. It's actually a really, really nice looking foil sticker. It has this attachment here on the back that you use to mount it on the arm. It's got the rocket launcher here. And also, you can attach the beam tomahawk either up here for storage or down here, which I'm doing off camera again. Sorry, this is something I'm really doing for the first time, and I'm finding it's a lot harder than I thought it was, working around the camera like this. You can also attach it here for badassery. Actually, let me see what it looks like when you put it on back here. Actually, yeah, that looks even better now that I think about it. So yeah, those are the options for the shield. In addition to the holding hands that I just showed you, you also get two of these sort of expressive opening hands, and you get the two fists, which I have on the kit right now. Yeah, and that's it really. One complaint I do have is, while this has, for me personally, has always been my favorite gun that the Sazabi comes with, I know a lot of people don't agree and they like the long rifle better, and guess what? If you want to get the long rifle, you have to actually buy some sort of magazine that it comes with for, I guess, some kind of stupid promotional stunt. And I really sort of feel like, separating one of the most important accessories with a kit like this, as expensive as it is for a promotional stunt, is just, it's unforgivable, frankly. But yeah, that's the gimmicks and the accessories. And now I'm going to show you guys some pictures. So, is this the best version of the Sazabi ever? I'm going to say no, but it's really close. Personally, I still like the Verka a little better, just because of the amount of detail and the crazy opening hatch gimmicks everywhere. But this one, actually, out of all of the versions of the Sazabi that I'm familiar with, is probably the closest they've ever gotten to getting the proportions right, especially the shoulder armor that just never seems to curve up enough compared to the version in the anime on any of the other kits. And of course, it's crazy posable, and not only is it crazy posable, but it'll actually hold those poses. Which brings me to the next question, which is whether this is the best real grade kit ever, and that's an easy one. For my money, yes, absolutely. The unicorn's close with the transformation and all, but it's got the proportion issues. This one is just, it's flawless. You know, it really is a flawless kit. It looks fantastic. It poses great. It's really, really fun and satisfying to build. The only thing it doesn't have that maybe you'd expect from a real grade is the, you know, the moving armor panels when you bend the limbs, because it doesn't have the usual real grade inner frame. But honestly, other than that, I can't find anything wrong with it. It's perfect. It's perfect, and I love it. Yeah, so that's it for this one, folks. I hope you had fun watching, because I had fun making this. Like, subscribe, comment, you know. We'll see what's next. In the meantime, go get your real grade Sazabi. You want one. Trust me, you want one.